YouTube keeps hating on the kid. They keep booting me off. It's the signal that's doing it, right? It's bad signal or whatever. But yeah. We're back, Jack. We are back, Jack. I still got some battery left in the phone. So I'm like, oh, no, dude. Let's keep streaming. I'm on my way out right now. I'm gonna go back to the Mo. I'm gonna go back to the valley right now, but on the way out, I mean, we'll stream on the way out. Ain't never hurt nobody. Like I said, dude, I would have hopped out and actually went and did some shit tonight, but I got all this shit in my car, dude. I don't want to fuck around, get my shit broken into. I don't want none of that action. So we're just chilling, cruising. Fuck, I think this is like the fifth stream that I've done tonight. Because YouTube just keeps giving me that boot. They keep kicking me off the stream, dude. But we big chilling. Please don't be in the broken red light. Please, not right here, dude. Especially not right here in this dope fiend. Are you gonna stay there? Good. Please stay there. Oh, lane splitter's still there. Nice. I like that spot. So down here, there used to be this bar. And they used to have really good food, dude. They used to have really good seafood. It was like Southern soul food style food. That shit was fire, dude. They used to give you these big ass fucking plates, dude. I mean, I'm not much of a drinker. I was never much of a drinker, but because I used to live like right around here in Dogtown, right? So I used to just go walk up to that bar. My cousin put me onto that bar, not for drinks, but for the food. So I would just go walk up there and you know, eat all the seafood up there. That shit was fire, dude. I don't know if it's still open, but that spot was popping. So are the East Bay Rats still up here? I think they were right there. The clubhouse still right there? It's either there or up here. No, I think it was right there. I don't think they're there no more, dude. That little clubhouse was popping, dude. They had a boxing ring right there and everything. That shit was cool, man. Let's see. Damn, bro. Fucking pothole, dude. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go through downtown again, and we'll go by Lake Merritt, and then we'll go on to East 14th, and we'll go down the stroll, and I think I got tacos right there. Yeah, we'll go down the stroll, and then after that, we'll get the fuck up out of here. Call it a night. How about that? I think that works. Dude, I can't wait to be back out here again next month, bro. I mean, I'm definitely not about like that small town life and shit, dude. It's just like I grew up out here. Like I grew up specifically right here in this part of Oakland, but not this part, not just this part of Oakland. Here, I did a little bit of growing up in the East. Did a little bit of growing up in East Oakland, right here. Hayward. I was born in Hayward, raised in Hayward, but then we moved out here. Berkeley, right? Treasure Island when I was a Job Corps dude. Just all around the Bay Area, really. San Leandro, you know. So like living somewhere like Modesto or God, Modesto's better than Bakersfield. I'll say that, dude. I feel way more comfortable in Modesto than I did in Bakersfield. I really didn't like living in Bakersfield, dude. That shit sucked. Bakersfield, way more than Modesto, just had this like this depressing ass vibe about it. It's like, dude, I really didn't like living in Bakersfield at all, bro. That shit was fucking. Ugh. I mean, I had some homeboys out there in Bakersfield, you know what I mean, from college or whatever. But other than those two, um, I didn't like living in Bakersfield, dude. That shit sucked. That shit was awful. It was just like really like I went out a few times in Bakersfield, and that shit was ass, dude. There was nothing to do in Bakersfield, bro. The best thing to do in Bakersfield was really just going to the gym. That was about it. The gym is what was really popping out there in Bakersfield, bro. Other than that, there wasn't really shit popping out there in Bakersfield. Not really. And Modesto's better. You know, downtown Modesto has the Palladium, and they got a few bars and shit. Um, there's a few cool spots to eat out there in Modesto. Even not just nightlife, but downtown Modesto, they got a good amount of like events that they host out there in Modesto. The farmers market's pretty popping out there in Modesto. But other than that, dude, I mean, there's really nothing to do out there, bro. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta turn around. This ain't a through street. I always forget right here, dude. Or I guess I can make the left right here. So no, 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 you can't. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. That little bar right there. It's on clay. Let's go this way. Go ahead, old boy. There you go. Telegraph. Shit. You're just chilling behind this ambo. Well, fuck, dude. I mean, Come on, red light, turn green. Dude, this sucks so much here. Might have to run this one, dude. Dude, why are you red? What the fuck, dude? What is this? Why are you red, bro? There's no reason for this red light to be red, especially for this goddamn long, dude. Especially with that fire truck right there on the sensor, dude. I was like, come on, man. I guess we can make the right and flip the bitch and go, there you go, piece of shit. Fucking light. Not the firefighter, I'm talking about the light. Where's this? Let's go down 11th. Right? Or am I confused? Is that 11th over there? That's the next one, yeah. Right? Yeah, I thought so, 12th. I know, because sometimes they skip, you know? Damn, it's popping out here. Okay. We're out here in Chinatown right now. But we're going to shoot out to the east. And then we're going to get the fuck out of here. What time is it? Might run into the shows. It's 12. They might have something popping. By like 90th or something. But we'll see. We shall see. The mic just keeps floating up by itself, dude. That's got to be heavy, dude. Those two dudes on that bike. Oh, it's got to have a motor on that. I'm hitting like every goddamn red light right here. Right here on 11th, dude. It's so annoying. Of course, I run over the bag. There you go. Oh, I'm in the bus lane. I didn't know that was the bus lane. Oh well. Dude, is my high school still here, dude? Is Dewey still here? It has to be. I want to see if my school's still here. Well, this was like one of the schools I went to. Dude, I was such a bad kid, bro. I went to like hella different high schools out here. This was like one of them. This was like one of the funnest ones I went to. This bunch was pretty fun too. But this school right here. So out here in Oakland, right? 1 year in school out here. I don't know if it's like that now. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, but they would give us credit just for us showing up. It was a way to just kind of get us off of the streets. Yep, it's still here. This is my high school right here on the right. Dewey continuation. Nice, dude. I ended up getting kicked out of here. Then I went to school in the West, and that's when I got expelled. They used to serve really good. They used to serve us really good pizza right there for lunch. And it was a really good school right there, Dewey, man, for a continuation. If I wasn't, a fuck up when I was a kid, right? Then, you could have made something happen right there. But dude, they fucking they fed us really good breakfast there. It was around like when what was it? Barack Obama, kids crossing the street. Go ahead. Kids across the street. Um, it was like around when like Barack Obama was fucking he did something with the school lunches around that time, right? And like overnight, dude. So I was going to school like deeper in the east. I was in King Estates. When I was there, it was called Youth Empowerment School. That was by the Oakland Zoo, and that's the area that I lived at the time, right? But because I kept getting into it with the cats from over there on that side, right? The Mexican kids over there on that side, we didn't, because who I was like affiliating with back then. It was just on site, you know what I mean? So every day at school was just like a fight. The principal knew what was going on, so the principal sent me over here to this side, to this side of Oakland, and it worked out a lot better. I mean, shit still went down, but not nearly like it was out there in the deep, right? Um, bitch right here. But when I was going to school over there in the deep, the state of California, they did something with the school lunches, right? And all of a sudden, dude, we're eating like gourmet shit, right? It was a trip. 10th? Okay. All right. I'll just go up to 11th around the corner then. I don't want to do nothing illegal. And then, dude, overnight, the school lunches, they were just really good. They used to hook us up with like these really fat ass pizzas right there. And it was just really good. It was just really good food. 12? Damn, dude, I missed it. Fuck. Guess I can go this way. And yeah, Dewey, they served us really good pizzas. They served us really good breakfast. It was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner down there, right? Even though got out like earlier than the other schools, because they tried to keep us separate. from like the main high schools or whatever, because we were like the really like problematic kids in the school district. Like if you went to, what was it, Dewey? I think the other one was, fuck, I forget. There was Dewey, then there was the other one in the 70s. Ah, God. It starts with a R, I think. It's whenever the street is right there. I forget, but it's like on 74th or something like that. That, us, and Bunch. I think there's probably like one more continuation school. Oh, yeah. No, because that was a straight high school that I went to, King Estates. Yeah, dude, like we were the kids that were like the fuck ups. We were the ones that were actually like on probation. Like I was on probation, right? I had to go see my probation officer in fucking Eastmont Mall. Dude, my probation officer, she was thick, homie. She was this black chick. She had this short hair going. She was banging, homie. I was just some young dumb kid, you know. I mean, I could tell she really cared about us kids, you know. I mean, she was a good person, but I was a dog, dude. You know, she caught me staring at her a few times. Like that was the thing. Like we'd all be at school, and we all like had this. A few of us, a group of us, like had the same probation officer. And we'd be like, "What was her name?" I think it was like Miss P or something. Like, oh yeah, it's a Miss P. Isn't she so fucking hot? Like we were all simping over our we were all simping over the probation officer. We all had the same PO. That shit was awesome, dude. All right, so we're pulling up on the stroll right now. See if there's anybody outside. I don't know, man. With the police right there. Oh no, there we go. Damn, dude. Right in front of the cops. These ladies don't give a fuck, dude. Oh yeah, because Gavin. Damn, that's a thick little baby right there, dude. Jesus Christ. Let's see this. Oh, black girl. That was a thick thing back there. Yeah, dude. These like they be coming out here, bro. Like the paisas be coming out here spending money on these girls. There's a little pip right there. Oh man, you could tell that dude's a pimp. That's why he's hanging out right there at that smoke shop, dude. Jesus Christ, bro. Right in front of the cops, dude. What a shit show, man. Some shit right here. Yeah, some little ladies right there. Look like their pimp was standing right there, dude. There you go. Man, that girl's pretty too. That's the thing, dude. A lot of these girls are beautiful. Like they're not all busted up on drugs, dude. A lot of these girls could be like straight up Victoria's Secret models and shit, man. Little white girl right there, dude. All that snow. That's Snow Mountain, dude. That was a beautiful white girl, dude. It's crazy. I always trip out right here on the track, dude. For those of y'all that actually indulge in this kind of shit, see that? I don't know if you guys see that. Flashing lights right there. Some of these ladies out here are undos, man. Some of these girls out here are cops. Look, they got these kids hemmed up right there, dude. What are those? Oh, there's a bunch of ladies right there. They got some girls right there hemmed up. Yeah, dude, some of these chicks out here are undercovers. So these dudes be coming out here, right, trying to get themselves a little lady friend for the night, and they end up getting busted, dude. Because what Gavin Newsom did is he pretty much like legalized it for the ladies, but he made it an even bigger charge for the Johns. You know what I mean? Calling it straight human trafficking. That girl's beautiful, dude. That's crazy. I mean, you come down here to East Oakland right here on the stroll, right? And you think that some of these chicks out here are like busted up, like Wendy from Breaking Bad. They're all on meth or whatever. Nah, man. Most of the girls you see out here could be straight up models, dude. And they're out here doing this shit, dude. It's crazy. Let me see. That's crazy. That's insane, bro. These girls be out here just straight out in the open, just straight working, huh? I don't know if y'all can see them right there on the left. They might be out of the shot. That's a pretty little black girl right there, dude. And that's their pimp yelling at them. Fuck, dude. Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, this is like when you listen to rap music from Oakland, a lot of them, like, you know, a lot of them talk about like pimp shit, you know? That's why, dude, because the sex trade thing is a real big thing out here in the town, dude. It's really big. It's like a really big thing out here in Oakland. Damn, dude, they changed this shit. They made East 14th fucking narrow, dude. These little lane dividers and shit, man. They made this shit narrow as fuck. It's because they're trying to stop all the sideshowing out here. That's why. I don't think I'm gonna come move to the east though. I think nah, probably not in the east. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to, dude. If I move back to Oakland, I want to move by the lake. I want to move in a nice part of Oakland. I mean, if I have to, I'll move to the east, but it'd be closer to my job too, living in the east. But I don't want to. If I do, I'm definitely not getting gas on fucking Hagenberger at that Arco. I got in so much shit getting gas right there, dude. Just ended up getting annoying, dude. Definitely gonna be taking my ass to Chevron. Yeah, it's more expensive gas, but you're paying for that peace of mind, dude. Because that Arco on Hagenberger, that shit is hood. Man, that shit's hood, dude. Get a burrito. That's what I am gonna do. What I'll do, right? I'm gonna pull up at this spot right here. Take this shit down real quick. take it easy. Yo, 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 yo. Why is this shit red, dude? Is it low on battery? That might be it. There we go. That was the problem. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some food. I'll be right back. Dude, if you're ever out here in the East, you got to stop at one of these taco trucks. I'm right here on 30687. Yeah, dude, the taco trucks out here are fire, bro. I definitely recommend to indulge in the Mexican food out here in Oakland. Rectangle pizza. They got, I think you're talking about Lane Splitter Pizza right there on San Pablo. I was just over there. We drove past it. This is gonna be the last stream till I just like log off. You know, they keep kicking me off this shit. You know, what are y'all fellas up to? What are y'all fools up to? No, the school pizza you were talking about. Oh, was it rectangle pizza? Nah, 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 nah. You're talking about like that microwave rectangle pizza shit? Nah. They hooked us up with like real ass like gourmet pizza. Like some really good shit. Dude, it was thick. The crust was just dude, it was really good pizza, bro. It was fire. It was fucking fire, bro. And even like on some days, like they did a lot of cereal in the morning. It was like when Barack Obama, like they did something with the school lunches, like they updated this shit, right? And even in the state of California, they updated the school lunches. And yeah, like some mornings we even I remember they gave us like hash browns and gravy. Yeah, they gave us eggs. They gave us sausage with the hash browns and the gravy on that bitch, dude. Dude, we were eating better. I think we were eating better in the continuation school. We were eating better than the kids that went to Fremont High. We were eating way better than the kids that went to Fremont High. Way better than the kids that went to Castlemont, dude. Damn it. Get in there, fucker. Yeah. We were eating way better at Dewey than the kids that went to like the regular high school. And and, and we were like the fuck ups, you know what I mean? Oh shit. Yo, 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 yo. Oh, you can still hear me. Yeah, we were eating better than the kids that were at the regular high school, and we were the fuck ups. We were the kids that were fucking up, that were in trouble, that were in continuation. And we were eating better. I mean, you would think because we're in continuation, they would try to incentivize us by giving us fucked up food to try to get us back to the main school, you know, and give us fucked up food. But nah, dude, I'm pretty sure we were eating better at Dewey than Fremont, you know. But yeah. Yeah, I remember Michelle Obama took the school lunches over and made them healthy. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, it was Michelle Obama. I remember. I remember. Yeah, because yeah, she went in there. It was announced, right? Because I was in Dewey when Barack Obama got elected. I remember because all of like my teachers, they were, it was like a big deal when Obama got elected, dude. Like all my black teachers, they were all like crying. It was really emotional and shit. He was the first black president or whatever. And then a few, like 2 or 3 months after that, like right away, dude, like our school lunches like just got really good, bro. It was really good. I think they fucking called me. I'm doing my ticket. I'm gonna be right back. No, 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 no. All right, cool. Yeah. Okay. What the fuck you write on there? Okay, I think this one's mine. Because I had like hella more shit in there, dude. All right, so pretty much how it goes is in the Bay Area where the really good Mexican food is at. San Jose, East Oakland, 24th and Mission, that taqueria spot right there on 24th and Mission, right outside of the BART station. And in Hayward at this restaurant, this taqueria, La Piñata, right on Mission Boulevard. Those are the popping spots for Mexican food. I'm sure there's other spots, but those are like the real popping ones. You know what I mean? Anywhere else, it's just hit or miss. But in East Oakland, it's these taco trucks. Taqueria San Jose, right there by Fruitvale BART on East 14th is cool. But when I was younger, dude, I went in there and I saw they had carne asada stacked up, and I saw flies on that bitch, bro. Like, oh, mm-hmm. No more. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. When I come to these taco trucks, I don't usually tip. You know what I mean? I'm against tipping, but when I'm out here in Oakland, I always tip the taco trucks. Always gotta tip the taco trucks, bro. Shit's fire. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if you're ever in Oakland, and the thing about what makes these the coolest thing, the draw to a lot of these taco trucks in the East, in East Oakland, is you can get like the really big, long ass fucking burritos. Like they all do that right here. They give you like the monster burritos if you ask for it. It's just a super burrito, but the super burrito out here is like huge. Mm, mm. I didn't catch the other streams. You going to barber school still? I quit JB Hunt, trying to get a state job, just a desk job, so I can have a life. Mm. This is ASMR, bro. Mm. Well, here's the thing about that. I got me a cool little job with the company. I put in a transfer out here to the Bay Area from Modesto. Way better than the account that I'm on right now. It's going to be touch freight. I'm going to be touching the freight, and it's physical, but I don't got to go over no snow. I don't got to chain up, and that's like the biggest thing. And it's a Monday through Friday schedule, and I start in the morning. And it's like 10 to 11. You know, it's the regular shit. It's trucking, but it's what I want, dude. It's local. It pays good. It's hourly with JB Hunt, bro. Mm. I don't know where you are, but I mean, I know, bro. Trucking it sucks overall. You feel me? But we make decent money in trucking. You know what I'm saying? And you don't got to deal with some fuck like, dude. When I was working that retail job, they had me on light duty at this thrift store, bro. And like the manager lady, she was like kind of on my ass a little bit one day. Oh, I got him right before he closed too. Fuck yeah, dude. They're closing up the truck. Mm. That was one of his last customers. Good shit. I got him right before he closed. That's awesome, bro. But yeah, the manager, she was kind of like on my ass one day. Like she asked me to do something, and I did it, but I didn't do it. And then she asked me again, and I was like, oh damn, like I got a real ass job. This isn't trucking. Like I actually got a job where the manager's like on my ass, bro. I was like, man, I didn't have to deal with that in trucking. You know, like having a manager on your ass like that. I mean, I guess if you're like fucking up and you're like hella late, all the time with your appointments and shit, you know? But assuming that's not the case, which it shouldn't be, should be doing your job. That's pretty cool. Got a burrito for her too. Let's see. I'm so glad I stopped at that truck, bro. What were you talking about? Day shift and no weekends is still way better. Congrats on that. It'll be occasional weekends, like occasional Saturday, but it's going to be a Monday through Friday. AM start hourly. For that, I'll do touch freight for that. I don't mind doing touch freight for a job like that. It's just local, right here in the Bay, and I don't got to fucking drive over. I'll do the Santa Cruz Mountains because I don't think it snows in the Santa Cruz Mountains. I hope it doesn't. But for the most part, it's just gonna be driving right here in the Bay, bro. What the fuck, dude? I think it's because that the lighting right there. Once we get out of that lighting, I think we should be good. Yeah, we're good. It was the lighting that was fucking up the view. I mean, yeah, try to get yourself a little desk job, you feel me? But you're not going to be making a lot of money, honestly, because I don't think you're going to get a lot of overtime at a desk job. It's probably just going to be a desk job. I don't know what your situation is, you know? But no, I'm not going to barber school because, you know, I'm not going to be living in Modesto. The living situation in Modesto is just not good. And yeah, trying to push my family member to get out of the spot that they're living at out there in Modesto because it's not good for them either. You know what I mean? And I think not just me, but I think all of us are moving out of that spot, which is good, right? Which is really good. I'm definitely moving out. And I'm coming back to the Bay, dude, which will be pretty fun. I mean, this time coming back to the Bay, fuck, fool. When I was living in the Bay, the Raiders were still here, dude. Because when I moved to Las Vegas, the Raiders were still up here. Because when I moved to Las Vegas, I was there pretty much in Las Vegas for the construction of is that little baby working out there? They're usually just over there in Funktown. I don't really see them. Every now and then you see them over here around Fruitvale. I think that's a little baby right there. I think she's over here doing the stroll right here on Fruitvale. Okay. That was a pretty girl too. But yeah, when I moved out to Las Vegas, they were building the stadium. You feel me? And you know, the Raiders were still up here. So this time coming back to the Bay, like that, there's no more games. But I grew up going to these Oakland Raider games since I was a little kid. You know, is San Jose still here? Has to be still here. Yep, still there. Nice. Good. Arcadia San Jose still there. Nice. But it's still cool. It's better than living in fucking, in my opinion, it's better than living in Modesto. I guess if I had like a family and shit, it would be better in Modesto. But especially with trucking, dude, like getting a trucking job out there, you're running the risk of having to go over 80 on Donner in the winter, right? Because a lot of the freight in the Central Valley, especially like in the northern Central Valley right there in Tracy and shit, dude, Stockton, a lot of that shit goes into Reno. And that sucks, dude, in the winter, going into Reno in the fucking, going into Reno in the winter, dude, you gotta chain up over 80. And there's all those accidents right there on Donner, bro. Fuck that. Hell no. I mean, I've driven over snow on Donner, but I've never really had to chain up like that. I did it once. Matter of fact, I chained up once. And it was fucking awful, dude. And not to mention, man, you know, no matter how much experience you got, I guess if you do it all year long, if you're somewhere like Alaska, you kind of get used to that kind of shit, dude. But man, it's just fucking scary, dude. Driving over ice like that, that's just fucking scary. This is a good taco truck right here. Yeah, this taco truck is real good. This one's always popping. Right here on 42nd and E1, dude. Because this one's always out here like late night too. But yeah, I mean, it's like I was saying earlier, man. I mean, trucking in your 9-to-5 job, it's not the end all be all. I mean, please believe these taco trucks right here in Oakland, dude, they're making big fucking money, these people, dude, that own these taco trucks, man. They come out here and they just hustle, you feel me? They just do their thing, you know? Like, I'm willing to bet these taco trucks can bring in, like, in net revenue, like the profit, it's really good. I bet you it's really good. Oh, she let me in. Nice. Cool. Thank you. I mean, one thing I could even do if I really wanted to hustle. I mean, I'm going to hustle, but I'm going to hustle right here on YouTube, like just vlogging and shit. I want to really update my vlogs and, you know, go skateboarding again and shit, and like vlog while I'm skateboarding and go out to the city a lot on the weekends and vlog shit, you know what I mean? But if you, just you guys watching, if you guys wanted to really get a little side hustle going, if you live near a big enough city, right? Start a hot dog stand, dude. Honestly. Get whatever permit you need or whatever permits, plural, you need to start your little hot dog stand business and just go bust that shit out, dude. That's what I recommend. Food. You never go wrong with food, man. You bring food to the market, you go out and start yourself a taco truck. I mean, dude, look at these paisas that come out here, man. These paisas, they from Mexico or South America, they come out here and they bust down on their little taco stands. Why do you think they're doing that? They're doing that because they're making fucking money, dude. They're making good money doing that shit. Food, you never go wrong with food. Never. You know? And I mean, tips, dude. Taco trucks get a lot of tips, especially when there are people's eating it. You know what I mean? Like, I always grew up out here in the Bay, Oakland, Hayward. You know, I always grew up, like, especially from my own people, like tipping the taco truck. It's like if you're gonna eat, you know, your people's food, you make sure you tip them. Because, and you know, we call them primo because we're all kind of like family. You know what I mean? In the sense that we help each other like that, right? Like I left that taco truck that I was at right there on, by Fruitvale, $5 tip. I mean, I asked him, you know, if he had Apple Pay. He did. I asked him if I could leave a tip on Apple Pay, And he said he preferred cash. So, I dropped him a $5 tip with some cash right there. And, if you live in a real Mexican area like San Jose or somewhere in Texas, you know what I mean? And you start a little taco truck, and you got a lot of your people eating there. Those tips add up, dude. Right? Because everyone I grew up with out here is like, we all try to like leave a tip, whether it's that or like at a taqueria. It's your people, you know what I mean? It's like almost like your extended family when you're eating at a Mexican restaurant. So you leave them a tip. It adds up. You live in a place that's like high traffic, and most of the people out there are Mexican, and they're all looking out for you like that, bro. And most of your customers are like Mexican or whatever, and you're getting all those tips, and then the tips from the other people too, right? This shit adds up, man. That's what I would do if I was you guys, right? If you don't think trucking is enough, or if you don't think trucking is working out for you, start a taco truck, start a hot dog stand, start one of those, man. That's what I would do. I would definitely start a food stand. Because, dude, you never go wrong with food. Like the top things you could sell: drugs, sex, food. Clothes and all that shit. You ain't gonna make no money on no goddamn clothes, dude. Maybe if you're like a rapper or you're like a really well-known celebrity, but dude, you show up and you know, I'm not telling y'all to go sell dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the shit is a commodity. Let's not kid ourselves, right? Right? And OnlyFans, sex sells, right? All these ladies out here getting that OnlyFans money, dude. If you're not like some swimsuit model type of guy, maybe you can't get money off of OnlyFans yourself. What could you do? Start a food truck. Never go wrong. You'll always sell some food, dude. You put your food stand, you put your fucking your taco truck, your hot dog stand in the right location, dude, you're gonna make money, man. You're gonna make big fucking money, dude. You hustle it up, right? You take your taco stand or your hot dog stand. You go post up outside of the fucking damn, I'm already on 73rd. You go post up outside of the fucking baseball game when it lets out. Especially a really poppin' ass baseball game like the Giants Dodgers, right? You make some bread, dude. You make really good money. Or whatever it is, right? If you're on the East Coast, I don't know, what is it? The Yankees versus the Mets, right? You go put your taco stand outside of a poppin' ass event like that, or a concert, right? If you're down there in Texas, you go put your taco stand or your fucking hot dog stand outside of the country concert or the fucking Carlitos concert when it lets out. You'll make your money, dude. You'll make your money, and you're just out there. You're out there before the show and after the show, right? So you're only out there for a few hours and you make a couple $100, dude. You do that shit, what, on the weekend? You just go from event to event. And then during the week, you just switch it up. Like I would take my hot dog stand and go stand by like a job site, like a really big union job site, you feel me? And you'll make your money, dude. You'll definitely make your fucking money. You'll make some bank. And, that little hot dog stand you're talking about right there, that doesn't have anything to do with the side of trucking. But, just keep reinvesting the profits back into your business, right? You can update your hot dog stand, get better equipment, which means you're going to be able to process, like more orders, serve more customers faster, you know what I mean? Like cook your hot dogs faster, probably make the food taste better, update equipment, and then eventually, You open up another hot dog stand. That's what I would do. Dude, some of these food trucks make close to $1 million a year, dude. If they're really successful, if they're in a really high traffic area, or if they just move from spot to spot, like they know their market and they know where to be, you know, you become a millionaire just off of a food truck. Like, you could open up a food truck, right, and do something as simple as like selling sloppy joes. Y'all remember sloppy joes back in the day? The ground beef with the sauce on that bitch, dude? Sloppy joes are fire, homeboy. You open up, you selling sloppy joe sandwiches with some fries, and you can even make them like real cheesy or like a chili fries or whatever, right? And that's all that's on your menu. It's just like street food, like truck food, you know? That or like barbecue. Like you're selling fucking, like tri-tip sandwiches. You just focus on just tri-tip sandwiches with the barbecue sauce on that bitch. And like that's like your main squeeze, that. And I don't know, maybe you sell like some frescas or something, or just keep it simple and just sell sodas, dude. You be the tri-tip sandwich truck, plus the sodas and maybe a bag of chips, and that's it. You just keep it simple, right? But you make sure the tri-tip that you cook is on point. And dude, you just keep reinvesting. That's what I would do, honestly. I mean, these cats are talking about, you know, get with this company, get with Walmart Private Fleet, get with this company, that company, whatever, and that's cool and all that, yeah. But what I'm saying is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like me, you know, I'm gonna position myself back here in the Bay, and I'm gonna really start hammering down on these vlogs, right? I'm gonna get back into finding a drone, getting whatever license I need to get a drone permit. Probably take a drone class so I could get like really good aerial shots in the vlogs. You know what I mean? Buy some more equipment. Probably buy the whatever 360, the little like invisible camera stick or whatever. And I'm gonna hammer down on filmmaking on YouTube, right? Since I've already built this shit. But if I wasn't doing this, honestly, if I wasn't like a YouTuber and I wanted a side hustle, food. You never go wrong with food, dude. You don't believe me? Look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's content creators out there that are interviewing these cats that own taco trucks and food stands and asking them how much money they make in a day or in a week or in a year, right? They'll tell you. They're making bank, dude. Look at Durant Square and shit. Because food always sells, dude. Food, sex, and drugs. Those are the biggest fucking commodities right there in the marketplace. Here in fucking San Leandro, we're officially out of Oakland. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I can't wait till I'm back here, bro, till I'm back home. I'm no longer living all the way out in the fucking 209 Central Valley, dude. So cool to just be back in the Bay again, man. Like I had a homeboy at that mail job I was working at, and he was living out in like Oakland, not too far from the lake. He got himself an apartment for like $1,000. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, how'd you make that happen? You know, number one, it's because he's out here. He's out here, and since, you know, when you're out here, you're able to like look for these like little unique deals that you can find yourself in. It's expensive as fuck out here in the Bay, but every now and then you can find some little deals, dude. But my plan is when I come out here, I'm going to be living with people. I'm going to be having roommates. And I guess I'll talk about that again. You know, living with roommates, there's actually a lot of benefits of living with roommates. Number one is the social aspect. When you have roommates in a big city, especially a big poppin' city like this San Leandro, this is kind of like a suburb outside of like the big city like Oakland and like Berkeley and like Emeryville. Like that shit's like right there on the other side of San Francisco. So that's like where, like if you want to move to the Bay, like that's where you live, you know. I wouldn't really like live in San Leandro like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like out the way. Like Fremont, Hayward, Newark, Union City, like all that shit's kind of like out the way, right? I mean, it's cool, you know, but it's like a slower area. Like if you got kids and a wife and all that, like that's where you want to live, right? Like in that part of the East Bay that's kind of out the way. But if you're young, single like me, dude, you want to live somewhere where it's popping, like Berkeley. Richmond's kind of popping. But definitely like the city itself, like in San Francisco. Or like Oakland, you know, around like Lake Merritt or whatever. That's kind of where you want to live, you feel me? But what, you know, when you have roommates and you live in like those pop-in areas, like that's where a lot of the creative people live. Like I've been talking to quite a few like filmmakers and YouTubers who live in the city, who live in Oakland. Some of them live out the way, like Antioch or whatever. But you know, they do a lot of their filming in the main areas like Oakland or Berkeley or Frisco. You know what I'm saying? And when you have roommates like that and you live in those areas, you automatically have like this friend group to go out with. You have like this, you know, you're building a social network, right? Versus to where, you know, if you want to even like say you want to leave California, right? Because it's too expensive out here. You want to leave California because it's, you know, you feel like priced out and you're that type of person that you don't want to live with people, you want to live on your own. Well, you're going to get that. You're going to be on your own, you know? And what I'm trying to say is, you know, there's a lot of power in not living alone. There's a lot of power in having like a big social group. Like how many people do you know? Like this is just my opinion, you feel me? Like you could go out and get your own spot, you know what I mean? Go get your own crib or whatever, and then, you know, you should. Like buy a house, rent it out. Like if I bought a house, I wouldn't live in it. If I bought a house, I would just live in it. If I had to like upgrade it, like update shit to bring it up to code, but I would rent that shit out as quick as I can, right? Because the house, it's really just a liability, you know what I mean? Shit breaks in the house, you're paying to live there. I mean, the mortgage itself, it's not really an asset. Owning a house is a liability. It is, you feel me? And I would rather have someone else pay down the mortgage. I wouldn't want the mortgage to come out of my paycheck. Nah, dude. I would rather buy a house, rent it out right away, live somewhere that someone else owns, rent that out, like rent where I live. That way when shit breaks, I'm not the one that has to pay to fix it. Someone else has to come and pay, has to come in to pay to fix the fucking water heater when it breaks, or or whatever, the roof when it leaks. You know what I'm saying, dude? And by me not, oh damn, bro, that's a nice little accident right there. That Tesla got fucked up. That must have been a hit and run, dude, because the other party's not there. Look like they must have backed into someone. That sucks, dude. But I mean, this is just my opinion. Like, say you live in a house, right? You got the mortgage plus the upkeep. Now, say you don't live in that house. You go live somewhere that's cheaper. Say you go live with roommates, like I'm getting back to, right? Now your cost of living is way cheaper. You own a house. Someone else is renting it out. You're building up that equity on someone else's dime, right? You're having someone else pay down your mortgage. And, that money that, and all of a sudden now your money's freed up. And when you live with people, you never know who you're going to meet, dude. You never know. Because if you just go out and just go live by yourself, right? You're going to be by yourself. There's not a lot of power in living by yourself. There's not. You really get power. In my opinion, power comes from connections. Power comes from, who do you know, right? Who do you know that you could just call if you need X, Y, and Z done? Or who do you know that you could call, that could put you in a different position in life? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just an example. I was room scouting the other day, and I came across this one room. One of the roommates was a lawyer. The other roommate was an artist that did like really expensive paintings for like rich people. And the other roommate was in the fashion industry. And not just like bullshit fashion industry, like a bullshit job. No, dude, like they had like some high ass position in the fashion industry for I forget what. And they were in charge of like doing like the runway model shows and shit, and showcasing the different outfits for the runway model shows. So, living in that house, now you're hooked up with a lawyer. You're hooked up with someone that can take you to like really bourgeois events with these rich folks, at their art shows or whatever. And then someone that could tie you into the fashion industry and introduce you to fucking models and shit. You know what I mean? You see how all of a sudden your social circle, it's just like, damn, like, you're hanging out with someone like your roommate. Your roommate, it's like your buddy, and they're taking you out to parties where there's like, there's models, and the other one can take you out to a place where you never know. You're networking with rich people, and you might meet someone that can fucking, I don't know, like put you in a movie, right? Put you in a commercial, tell you what stock to buy. You know what I'm saying? You never know, bro. You never know. You never know who you're going to meet out there. But you only meet people out there when you live with people. If you just go out and live by yourself, you're just in your spot all by yourself. You know what I mean? And there's not a lot of power really into living by, like, what can you do by yourself? The way you really get powerful in life is when you network and you meet other people. That's where real power comes from. And let's say you throughout the year, right? Like you live in like 3 different rooms throughout the year, and you become really good friends with all of your roommates in all of these different rooms, and you're in the same area. Like say you live in New York City, right? And you go rent out a room over here in Brooklyn, right? Okay. And then, you move out to the other side of Brooklyn, and now you're living with other people, and you don't know who these people are, right? And you just become friends with all of the people that you've been living with, and you lived in like 3 or 4 different rooms. By the end of the year, you got a lot of friends in New York City or San Francisco or LA or wherever, and you know a lot of fucking people. At the bare minimum, you have a lot of people that you could call that are single, people just like you with no kids, and you could call a lot of people to do something as simple as, like, you know, come over and watch the game, or go to their house and watch the game on Sunday Night Football, or go out on a Saturday night or whatever. You know, the problem these days is a lot of people don't socialize. Everyone wants their own spot. Everyone wants their own house. And yeah, that's cool. But what I see with men and women these days is everyone's living on this internet way too fucking much, right? People are living on this internet too much. And they end up going down these rabbit holes. Like right now, what's going on, right? Like Charlie Kirk just passed away, right? And everyone's all fucking crazy. Where does that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see all these Republican dudes, they're fucking going crazy, right? And you got the liberal people, and they're going off too, right? That comes from people living on their phone. People are not getting out there in the real world. You know, when you get out there in the real world, yeah, there's political people out there. But for the most part, people don't want to go out to a bar and talk about politics like that. And if you are hanging around with some loser like that, then you don't have to hang out with that person. If you're networking, like I said, you know, if you're going out there in the world, it's cheaper to live with people. It's cheaper, and you meet a lot of people, right? Like the chick I was living with in Oakland, like I said, she was a child psychologist. She always had a bunch of fucking badass broads over at the house. The other dude, he was like this cool hipster dude. He collected rocks, and he knew all kinds of fucking people, right? And then when he moved out, this other Mexican dude moved in from LA. He's a cool cat. Him and his old lady were over there, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, at the bare minimum, it's like you keep your social skills alive, right? When you go out there and, you know, you live with people, yeah, it sucks, you got roommates or whatever, but living with yourself can suck too, man. You end up going down these rabbit holes all by yourself, dude. And that's what you see right now with all this hardcore political indoctrination and these people that are fucking all up in their arms about Charlie Kirk or whatever. That's because these fucking people, they think Charlie Kirk is their friend. They think it's like their actual friend. They feel like they lost someone really important in their life, and they've never even met this fucking dude. They've just seen him on the internet. That's fucking crazy, if you ask me, right? Like, bro, imagine being that far gone, right? That when someone like Charlie Kirk or whoever, right? Let's say it was Ben Shapiro or someone on the left, right? Who's on the left? Ethan Klein. Take your pick, right? Whoever your guy is, right? And the motherfucker passes away, right? And you get all up in your feelings about it. And you've never met this person. You know, really what you're doing is you're getting all up in your emotions about someone that you've never even met a day in your life. Yeah, you see a lot of their content online, but you don't know this person. You don't know if you met them. You agree with a lot of the shit that they say online. You don't know if you were to meet them in real life and they're like a total fucking dickhead. Or, you know, they just blow you off and give you the cold shoulder, and they're like a cocky celebrity, you know? You never know. Like, dude, when I was younger, right? Growing up out here in the Bay when I was a kid, I met Too Short. I met the rapper Too Short, and I thought he was like that. I thought he was kind of like, I was a little kid, bro. I was like, fuck, how old was I? How old was I, bro? Either in high school or just out of high school. Something like that. I wasn't 20. I think I was like 18 or something, right? And Too Short, he had this album, hard-ass album, right? He did it with Devin the Dude. And he was dropping this album in Berkeley at Rasputin's, right there on Telegraph. And I went there, and it was a signing event. Like, you bought the album and you got a signature or whatever merch you had of Too Short, like other albums or whatever, and you got something signed, right? And I bought the album. I got the album signed. And then I wanted him to sign, I think I had like a Randy Moss, or whatever, number 18. I think it was 18, right? I had a Raider jersey, and I wanted him to sign my Raider jersey. And he was looking at me like he didn't want to do it. He was looking at me like kind of crazy. Like, I gave him the album, and I was like, hey, can you sign my jersey? Right? And this is someone Too Short that I've looked up to all my life, growing up in the Bay. Listening to his music, like, I grew up on this shit, and I really liked his music, you know what I mean? So I'm like kind of meeting like one of my idols right here, and he's coming off like a snub cock, like a fucking asshole. And I'm like, oh, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, oh, dude, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he's better. He's too good to sign. Like, I was just a kid, bro. Like, he's too good to sign a kid's jersey. I still listen to his music, you know what I'm saying? But that right there let me know, it's like, oh, okay. At the end of the day, you know, these celebrities, they're just fucking people, right? Charlie Kirk, no matter how much you guys love him, he was just a fucking dude, right? You guys didn't know him. You guys never met dude in real life. You never met him in real life. And I get it. What happened to him was fucked up. You know, that was a gory ass fucking, whew, the way he went out, that shit was bad, bro. That was a snuff film right there. Yeah, that shouldn't happen to anyone. But y'all really do need to calm the fuck down, because y'all never met him in real life, right? And I get it, you know, if you're like in mourning because, I don't know. Here's the thing, bro. Like, a lot of you guys that are mourning over that shit, and like you're really like fucking ready to go out and like do something, you know, to someone that like, that you feel like disrespected him or whatever. What that really means, bro, is like you're so caught up into the story. You're caught up into the story of someone else's life that you don't even know in real life. I mean, look at me, bro. Like, I looked up to Too Short, right? When I was a little kid, I met him, and he kind of came off like a piece of shit. You know, like, he looked at me all crazy when I asked him to sign my Raider jersey. He was like, yeah, I guess I'll sign it. I'm like, dude, fuck this motherfucker, dude. You know what I mean? Right? And that was just him. Like, I met D-Lo, and D-Lo is pretty cool. And I met a couple other cats. I met Draymond Green one time of the Warriors. I picked him up on an Uber ride in San Francisco. And he was trying to be low-key. And I was like, what? 24, like 25 when I met Draymond. 24, 25 when I met Draymond. And, you know, I didn't even say nothing to him. Because, you know, I picked him up and dropped him off at a hotel. It was one of those Uber rides with like 2 stops, right? I dropped him off at a hotel, and a few blocks away in the city, I dropped off his homeboy at a separate hotel. And at the first stop, you know, like, he was getting out, and I looked, and I was like, all right, sir, you have a good night. He was like, yeah. You know, right away I noticed, like, oh, that's Draymond, you know? It's a cool dude, right? Cool dude, trying to be low-key, gave him his space. But say I was a hardcore Draymond fan, right? And say he passed away, right? And I'm like going crazy over it. I mean, at the same time, like, that doesn't make sense because I never knew him personally, right? What does all this come from? All of this shit comes from people living online, bro. People not, it's like, if you got all of your attention and energy on an online, a public figure that's on the internet, right? What does that say about your life? That says that, because life is finite. You know what I'm saying? It's like your time is finite. Your attention is finite. You only have so much to give. So if you're giving these people online, no matter who it is, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, whoever, right? You're giving all these people online all of this attention. What does that mean? That in your own life, you don't have a lot of attention to give in your own life, maybe because there's nothing there. Maybe because you don't really have much of a life in your own life. And that's just sad, bro, if you ask me. And that's how these people end up going down like these political rabbit holes. They end up getting caught up with all their politics, right? And they end up on one side of the fence and they stay there. There's nothing you could do to tell these people nothing, right? On any subject, abortion, gun rights, whatever, right? And at the end of the day, it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, there's a real ass world out there. Instead of, spending all your time online, you feel me? Instead of spending all your time online, why don't you spend your time in the real world? You ever think about that? Like, spend your time in the real world and actually like meeting real people in real life and building real life relationships. Not with people online that you're never gonna meet in real life. Nah, man, why don't you spend that attention and energy that you're given to someone like Charlie Kirk or whatever, and why don't you redirect that attention and energy into your life? And if you're someone that spends too much time on the internet and you've been like that most of your life, you may not know how to do it. You may not know, dude, people don't know how to make friends no more, right? People don't know how to do that shit. People just don't know, right? I'm a real social person. Like, dude, I wish I could have went out and hopped to a bar right now, but I can't because I got all my shit. I got all my luggage with me that I was supposed to take to fucking work, and that didn't happen. And I wasn't gonna leave my car parked on the street with all my luggage right there and go hop into a bar or into a club or something, go kick it till like 2 or 3 in the morning. I wasn't gonna do that, right? Come out, my shit's gone, right? And my car's busted in, right? I wasn't gonna do that. But I'm a real social person, man. Yeah, we all have our days when we're a little bit more closed. You know what I'm saying? We're a little tired or whatever, or we're just not feeling it. But dude, most of the time, dude, I love talking to people. I love getting out there and meeting little folks, right? But some of y'all might not know how to do that. Some of y'all, your social skills, which is game. You hear about these dudes on the pickup community online, these dating gurus online. You hear them talking about game. Game is social skills. That's what that is. If you know how to go up and talk to a woman, then you might not know how to go up and talk to anybody. Because at the end of the day, going up and talking to a woman is just going up and talking to a person, right? You might not know how to go up and talk to someone at your job and make friends and become friends with someone at your job if you don't know how to go up and talk to a woman, right? And the reason why a lot of people don't have game, aka social skills, is because they spend most of their time online, you feel me? They're not out here really living life in the real world, and they spend so much of their fucking time on the internet to the point where we get to a place in the world where we are now, where people are literally at each other's throats over someone that passed away, that they've never even met in real life, right? Just because they agree with the content that they put out online, but they don't know anything about this person in real life. Like, dude, like, look at me, bro. Like, I thought Too Short was the shit. I met him, didn't like him, right? Didn't like him. Came off like a cocky asshole, didn't like him, bro. Right? Rubbed me the wrong way. That kind of shit's happening on a grand scale right now, people, dude. So if you don't know how to go out there and socialize people, what I recommend, say you're in a financial position to where you can afford to get your own spot. If you don't got kids, obviously people are going to say something like, oh, what about, I got kids or whatever. I can't live with people. I'm not talking to you, dumbass. I'm not. I'm talking to just people that can be out there on their own, that don't have kids, that aren't married. You know what I'm saying? And you want to build like a social group. Say you're someone that doesn't have any friends, right? And you just don't know how to socialize at all. What you could do is get rid of that apartment, move out of your house, and go rent out a room. Go room shopping and go find cool people to live with. And you become friends with your roommates, dude. Right? I mean, anything could happen. Sometimes living with people could go bad. But hey, that's life. That's what comes with it. It's that risk, you feel me? It's that risk of putting yourself out there at the chance of it going bad, right? That's the risk you take. But it's better to take that risk than to just sit there and be like the rest of these people out here nowadays that just say, fuck it, and they don't even try to go out and socialize. They don't even try to go out and meet people and make friends, you know what I'm saying? And they just stay in their algorithm on their phone. It's really unhealthy. Really unhealthy, bro. Not a lot of good comes out of that, you feel me? It doesn't. Not a lot of good comes out of that. You end up a fucking nut job, dude. You end up like hardcore far left or hardcore far right or hardcore feminist or hardcore red pill. And you just end up becoming a stupid motherfucker, really, because when some of y'all that are really hardcore into your politics, whether it's left or right, if you really take a step back and analyze the way you've been moving, the shit you've been posting, and the shit, that you say, y'all don't really say shit in real life. Y'all post shit online. That's when y'all say shit in real life. You feel me? Because like in the real world, a lot of y'all wouldn't say half of the shit that you guys post online. Some of you political people that are hardcore into politics, you guys post, say, the craziest, type. You guys post the craziest shit on the internet, but then in the real world, it's like you're, like online, like the volume's all the way turned up. And then in real life, you turn the volume down to like 13 or 10. You know what I'm saying? Like you lower that shit, right? Why do you do that? Because even if, you post all this crazy shit online, damn well not to act that way in public. Because you're going to make yourself look like a fool and you're going to fucking freak people out. That kind of shit, dude. That comes from not socializing. Like me, dude, I'm in the middle of my politics, you feel me? Like, on some issues, I'm right wing. On some issues, I'm left wing. It depends what it is, right? And because of that, politically, when you're in the middle like me, it's the best place to be and it's the worst place to be. Because when you're in the middle, you can think logically. If you're hardcore on the left or hardcore on the right, what happens then is there's really no convincing you otherwise, to the point where you sound like a dumbass. Like, for example, if you're on the right, you might be pro-life 100%, even if, in a position of like a kid getting, how do I say this, violated, you know what I mean? Some of y'all would still want to see a kid carry out that pregnancy, which is fucking crazy because you're that hardcore pro-life. That's stupid. That's nuts. That's not logical. That's dumb, dude. And on the other side, if you're hardcore on the left, you're okay with seeing little kids transition at a young age. That too, that's just as dumb as those hardcore pro-lifers that are pro-life no matter what. It's stupid. It's dumb. You can't think rational because you guys are too hardcore to the left or too hardcore to the right. And, you know, when you're in the middle like me, you can do things like vote for Obama and then vote for Trump. And then after Trump, vote for a Democrat and then vote for a Republican again, or whoever you think is going to be the best fit, and not feel bad about it, and then vote for the motherfucker and still be able to talk shit about who you voted for. Because you're not on this team. You know what I'm saying? You're not like a hardcore supporter. Like, dude, I would never wear like a MAGA hat or whoever like the Democrat merch is. I would never wear no stupid shit like that, dude. Never, bro. Because, you know, the thing about politics is a lot of these problems are so complex and stacked that there's no. And I think one reason why I'm middle of the road is because I don't 100% do like y'all and live my life 100% online. I don't do that shit, you know? Yeah, I'm a YouTuber and I make money doing this shit or whatever. And, you know, I want to keep growing and all that. But, man, you know, I know when to give this shit a break, dude. Some of y'all don't know when to give this shit a break. And that's your guys' problem, you know? Yeah, bro. More than anything, that's what's going on. That's where all of this shit's coming from. Is people just live their life online and they don't know when to turn it off and to go walk out into the real world and go live in the real world, right? They just live online, bro. There's really nothing healthy about that shit. Well, come down. Coming down that outer wood. Like, I'm giving y'all time right now. I am. I'm giving y'all some time. But my phone's been fucking going off, dude, all night. I had my homeboy call me earlier. I had 2 other friends call me right now, dude. I'm not answering because I'm giving you guys my time right now. I'm online. I'm online right now. It's all good. I'll call those people back. But the thing is, bro, like, some of y'all don't have no one calling you. That's the problem right there. Some of y'all don't have real life friends calling you to just want to chit chat and shoot the shit. You know how healthy that is for you mentally to have people out there that actually care about you enough to call you on the phone to just talk some shit, to just shoot the shit? You know how good that is for your mental health right there? That's really good. It is, bro. You know why it's good? You know why it's so important to have friends, dude? It's so important to have friends because your friends check you when you need to be checked. If you got real friends, right? If you got real friends that really care about you, they'll check you when you need to be checked. They'll tell you when you're fucking up, That's a real friend, right? Some of y'all are so far down into y'all's rabbit holes that, you know, you guys don't have friends that would really check you when you need to be checked. Some of you guys have friends that'll just let you say the crazy shit that you say, right? Honestly, that's not, in my opinion, that's not a real friend. A real friend will tell you, like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? Like, what? Like, no, dude, don't say that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Right? Someone who doesn't really care about you, or probably don't even like your ass, they'll let you go off the rails and be right there laughing at you the whole time that you're doing it. It's not a real friend, you know? And that's why it's important to have friends. Because if you guys had friends, right? Some of you guys that are doing the crazy buck wild shit that you're doing right now because of this Charlie Kirk situation, if you guys had some real life friends and like you have not just friends or a friend, but you had like a well-rounded social group, right? Like me, I could be friends with a hardcore right winger, and I could be friends with a hardcore fucking LGBT hardcore leftists. I could be friends with people from all types of walks of life, all types of backgrounds. You feel me? As long as they're cool, and I know that they're actually like a real friend, I could be friends with whoever. And it's healthy to be friends with people, like all different types of people. It's healthy to be different types of people. That way you're not stuck in an echo chamber, right? Because if it's not that you guys are like living a life online and you don't have a social life at all, some of your guys' social life is just an echo chamber. And that's not healthy either. It's not healthy to live in an echo chamber. You need people that tell you when you're wrong, because sometimes you're wrong, and sometimes you need to be told when you're wrong, right? If y'all had some real friends out there, so, believe it or not, once you get off this internet shit, dude, the politics like that. You know why people will get into politics, right? You see this a lot with older people, right? So people get hardcore into politics because they don't have nothing going on in their real life, right? So to fill that void, they run to politics. And they become hardcore obsessed with their politics because they feel like that it gives them a sense of purpose, right? It's like they don't got no friends. They don't fuck with their family a lot. They're one of these loners. And it doesn't matter if they're left wing or right wing. Got my back scratching. It don't matter if they're left wing or right wing, you feel me? You're a liberal, you're a conservative, you live by yourself, you end up getting hardcore in your politics, right? It's probably because you don't have a lot of friends to go out with, to talk to spend time with, right? So you take all that time, all that extra time that you have in your life, and you end up spending it on politics because you're bored and your life doesn't really have a sense of purpose. Like your job, whatever you do to make money, that's not a purpose. That's not a reason to live, really. Like, yeah, we all have to get up and go to work, but that's not the end all be all by any means, dude. Like, having a job, big fucking deal. Who gives a fuck about your job, dude? Who are you as a person? Like, what do you do? And simply, people talk about how they want to leave a legacy or whatever. You know what leaving a legacy can be? It's just being a good person when you're alive. That's a real good legacy to leave, right? Not being a fucking dickhead, not making yourself look like a fucking crazy lunatic moron. That's a good legacy to leave. You know what I mean? Not doing buck wild shit. Having friends in your life that you were there for when they needed you. That's a really good legacy to leave. I would want to leave a legacy like that behind. The people in my life that I knew, that loved me, friends and family, if they could look back at my life when I passed away, be like, you know what, Og was a good dude. He was he was a real good homeboy of mine, and he was always there when I needed him, and I knew I could call on him whenever I needed him. And he did shit to just like call and check in on me to see how I was doing. He was just a real good dude. That's a good legacy right there. And the thing about that, leaving a legacy like that behind, is it doesn't cost you no money. It don't cost you no money to just be a good dude, right? Damn, bro. That shit died? No. It died, didn't it? Fuck. Hold up. I think it died. Yeah, that's just dead, bro. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. The mic died. I thought that the receiver's off. It died. Let me turn this mic off then, dude. Turn off, you fucking bitch. Whatever. There. Dude, I hope I wasn't just talking, you feel me? What I was saying? Or did the mic totally fuck it up? Can you guys hear me at all? If you can hear me, drop a one. I mean, you guys are watching, so I guess you guys can hear me or whatever. I'll be so pissed off, dude, if I lost audio. Okay, you can still hear me still? Cool. Good shit. Thank God, dude. I had a real deep conversation right there, and the mic was off. I was gonna be fucking pissed, dude. If y'all didn't hear none of the shit, I guess if you guys didn't hear me, you guys would have let me know and would have tuned off or whatever. I got a little bit of people in here, so that's good. That's what's up. Thank God, dude. I gotta charge that shit. But yeah. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm moving back to the Bay next month, starting to do this new job, you feel me? And it's gonna feel real good to be back in the Bay, dude. I'm gonna have my weekends back. I'm gonna be working a regular job. I'm not gonna be working at night no more, dude. Jesus, man, that's gonna be a good deal, dude. It's gonna be awesome. You get hourly. It's gonna be an hourly job, right? It's touch freight, but hey, it's touch freight. So I'm gonna be getting a little workout at work. That's cool. I'm not gonna be running down a dolly or nothing like that. It's touch freight, but you know, it's doable. It's really doable, and it's gonna pay more money than what I'm getting now. It's gonna be hourly. It's straight time, but I'll take it. You know, right now, dude, you gotta take what you can get, dude. The job market's so fucked up right now. You gotta take what you can get. You got it. You absolutely gotta take what you can get, dude. But yeah, dude, that's my plan. Is move back to the Bay, get a room to rent out, and you know, I want to build another a big social group like I did last time, right? A lot of my friends out in the Bay right now, they got their own shit going on. I can pull up on them, you know, but I mean, tonight was kind of the drop of a hat. I was supposed to be at fucking work, but you know, I gotta start work Monday instead of tonight, which is cool. It's all good. But yeah, I guess I could. I was gonna throw this bitch on the charger. Oh, okay. Dude, you're on the charger. Why are you dying? But yeah, I think that's going to end the stream tonight. What will I end with? Send y'all off with a little message, you feel me? Yeah, my plan, move back to the Bay, live with people. I'm going to just get my feet planted out there first, in the first room that I rent out. But I'm going to find some people that are really cool to live with, and just do what you do in the Bay, man. You just network and meet people, right? That's what you do in the Bay. I'll be hitting these YouTube vlogs really heavy back in the Bay. I'm probably not, once I move back, I'm probably not going to be filming a lot of shit that has to do with work, right? Because I'm going to be spending like a lot of time like on the dock with the customer, and I'm pretty sure you can't film that. And filming at work just kind of sucks, you know? There's a lot lot of better shit to do than to film your job. I know you guys, this is kind of like a trucking channel or whatever, but yeah, I guess I'll be taking the channel in a different direction once I'm back in the Bay Area, especially because I'll have like hours off of work during the day, like during in the middle of the weekend. My weekends, I'll have my weekends back, so you know I'll have a lot of time to film like real shit, you know, like just vlogs just out in the Bay Area, skateboarding or exercising and working out, and just going out to places and shit, right? Make it like real, you know, like a good production. Edit the vlogs really good, make it real fun and interesting to watch, that kind of shit. Probably throw some drone footage in there, you know, just make some really clean, crisp vlogs about the Bay Area, because that's where I'm gonna be, bro. I'm just gonna be right here, man. I got a lot of family that I can't just up and leave right now. So, you know, a lot of my family, you know, they live like in the 209. Some of them live in the Bay. I got some primos down there in San Jose. Got one in Hayward. Yeah, you know. Oh yeah, other family in Hayward, duh. Right? I can't just up and leave my family right now. So yeah, that's the plan. You know what would be really cool if I could do my little reality show project that I had in mind in the Bay. That would be the ultimate goal. To make like some Jersey Shore real world type of shit, where it's just fucking chaos and drama, and throw something like that on YouTube, right? But it's like